Summer means we want to feel light, bright, sort of a renewal of sorts, including in our home spaces. Bursting onto the scene this season is an unexpected material sure to do the trick. Today we'll see six simple ways to incorporate beautiful straw detailed decor into your home and your individual style. Our friend Lauren Oviatt is here to show us the ins and outs of this new trending detail. You're going to educate us too, but I have to say, just stepping into this space, it is lighter and brighter.
I know, anyone that sees it is like, oh, I didn't think I could love this, and I love it. I mean, there's so many approachable, really interesting ways to use straw, jute, raffia, these natural fibers that really is universally loved.
Applicable to any home style?
I think so.
Yeah?
Maybe not super ultra modern, but I think anyone from country to rustic to coastal and everywhere in between really can implement the trend.
I honestly am looking at this grouping thinking I want a whole house out of straw detail. We'll start with a few specifics though. There's some storage options that are beautiful and functional.
Yeah, so when you think about straw, you usually think about baskets.
Sure.
But we're talking about hampers, we're talking about lidded trunks, and I love to use them for my clients like under a console table, because it kind of fills that gap where you're like, oh, I've got a lamp cord or I've got things that I want to hide. So they're not only really beautiful visually, but they can hide toys and blankets and other things that you want to get out of the way. And I use them everywhere from, like I said, under consoles to nurseries, toy rooms, at the end of a bed. There's just a lot of charming ways to use this type of piece.
I'm smitten with the under console idea just because it uses up that dead space that otherwise would just be sitting there, and ties in nicely for shelving as we're seeing as well. This next detail you say we can go two ways with. Rugs can be kind of boho or they can be really simple and clean.
Yeah, so bohemian is, and this kind of hippie trend is very much popular right now. So I brought a rug that's here in studio.
It's amazing.
And I kind of fell in love with it, but like, this is from World Market. I've seen Anthropologie selling this rug. I've seen Serena and Lily selling this rug. And I don't know who wouldn't love it. I think it can really go hippie if you're like hanging dream catchers on the wall behind it, or you're burning incense or something, but it really has a very fun energy. The circular pattern is very fresh and interesting. Great for a bathroom, great for your entryway, and it's a 5-foot rug, so anywhere that you have that space that you can just transform just for the season, I think it's worth it. It completely changes the look.
Bathroom is often a hard space to know how to decorate, rugs included. I like that idea. How would you define boho?
So boho, I think it's more like fringe, macrame, things that are knit, and things that kind of have that 70s feel to them, maybe like with a little bit of metallic woven through it. The trick to really shopping rugs when you're talking about seagrass, boho versus traditional, is anything that has a circular shape or something that has an open texture, I consider more bohemian, more hippie style. If you're going for a more traditional look, still shop seagrass, you can still type it in, or jute, but you want something that is rectangular or something that has like a fabric border or a leather border, because
more geometric.
Yeah, it grounds it a little bit more.
I wouldn't think of the shape affecting the style, but you're right, as I picture that in my head, it would totally tip the scale. We all have a good accent tray. You've got one of those here.
Yeah, so this is a little bit oversized, and this is headed to a client's house, but perfect for an oversized ottoman. You know, we all dream about white kitchens and gleaming white bathrooms, but if you put white on top of white with glass and silver and all these things, there's no place to really feel that warmth. And so that's why I love an oversized tray. This one has kind of a warmer, darker tone, but we're able to inject texture, warmth, and kind of a comfortable nature to that grouping. So your kitchen island, or like we said, your bedside or your bathroom, they can be little, they can be big, but it really helps everything to kind of group and step off that material.
Pillows are the most obvious accent. They're budget friendly, they're easy to move in and out. What color palette or existing room would you recommend throwing these into? You
know, I think everybody can use a little bit of seagrass, like even on leather. Like if you have a leather sofa and you want to kind of bring in that coastal, what I would suggest is, yeah, you're going to need some kind of white or cream or something that's going to help to reinforce the idea that you're bringing in these softer tones.
What if your couch is tan, khaki in color, kind of a neutral?
Yeah, so maybe go with a more bleached jute and look for those details. Like this fabulous pillow has tassels.
That's great.
I've seen pillows that have pom-poms on the end and all kinds of detail. But what this does, and if you have lighter walls or lighter sofas, it helps to reinforce the wood tones that are already in your house. So if you have wood floors, or if you have a wood mantelpiece or some other element of wood, it helps to sort of reinforce the warmth and help your eye travel around the space.
Now, Lauren's a designer. We also admire her for her fashion style, but this next one kind of surprises me because we're still talking home accessories, yet you're suggesting suggesting straw hats.
Yeah, well, we can only hang so many pictures of our beautiful kids on the wall. There's only so many walls for gallery walls and these oversized prints and things. So why not use a really fun conversation piece? And this is great for like your entry or your mudroom or even like over a dresser. But I just thought, you know, it's not boho. Like boho would be a dream catcher or some kind of woven material. But to have straw hats,
yes.
I mean, it could be considered like a little country. I think this is a little bit more like East Coast chic, like Hampton chic.
In the right space, are you kidding me? And I've said this to you before, I come home every year from Newport Beach determined to have a coastal home here in my desert living abode. But would this be a temporary installation, or do you think we could afford to do this here in Utah year-round?
I think you could do it. I mean, in the right application, if you're a little bit timid, yeah, go for like your guest bedroom, where, you know, you don't have to commit 12 months out of the year. But just a beautiful, striking way of injecting personality. You're telling people what you love and what you gravitate toward without having to have images and framed things on the wall. So I love that.
I do too. I'm with you. I love it. Finally, last but not least, placemats.
Okay, so placemats, again, one of those super easy things just to bring out when you're feeling like you need something natural, like you need that jute trend. So this placemat that I have in studio has a little bit of a silvered sheen to it, which grays it out and kind of sets this tone for a more cool, modern tablescape. But I love the contrast. Like if you had a linen tablecloth, or if you just have your, maybe your wood tabletop, to put seagrass on top of that, and then your gleaming white china with those glassware accents and other things, like that's just chic. It's fabulous, it's layered, and so I love that. And then if you're feeling a little bit too timid about that, try a napkin ring.
There you go. Smallest
simple
accessory on the table, but still makes that impact. I'm jealous of the client who gets this beautiful piece in their home. If people want to work with you on a personal level, how can they connect?
Well, I have a website at laurenoviatt.com. But I love to post stuff on Instagram, so that's been a really fun way for me to connect to the viewers. Like even today, we'll post what's going on and where I'm finding stuff, and that's been just really fun for me.
Yeah, it's a shop along, it's a hangout with a really fun friend, so you can dial her up on Instagram. We'll post the links to the website and her social pages on our website, studio5.ksl.com. Thank you, my friend.